Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have the Q and the U, but the W and the M make it a little bit less flexible. Do I hang on to the Q and the U with the potential of scoring next turn? Yeah, because I can't seem to use it at the moment. Do I play the N as well? I think I do. I draw another W, unfortunately, and W and Q have terrible synergy. I should be able to get rid of the Q at least this turn. QWERTY onto a Y, and Trank through an A. I do have Quern on the rack. I have nothing for going above HM and nothing for going below HM. Not the best of options for me here. I have TWIP. Quern a pretty good rack leave. 16 points. I don't think it's worth playing Quern onto the N and giving opponent an easy scoring spot. I'm going with TWIP. Okay, I draw a C. I would have preferred a vowel, but it's not to be. I really do want to get rid of this Q as soon as possible. I can play court now, but court takes a few hooks. I do now have Trank. I think I will play this for 48 points. Okay, a fairly balanced rack, not quite evacuees. Corsive, I think might be good. Does the N assist? Not quite vesicant. I have the un prefix. Okay, opponent takes out that lane a bit. Now, just looking at ways of pluralizing Trank. Visa for 39 looks okay. I'd love to get rid of the U. Is there a way to do that? Vasu? No. Visa for 39. Brew signs through an eye. Is there a 7? Brunches through a H. The V doesn't seem to assist the rack. Bouncers through an O. Does the T assist? Unbraces, perhaps? Not sure about that one. Overeats, opponent does bingo. I'd have to start with one of these floaters if I was to use them for a bingo. I don't have an I for going at the end of max, but I can play my E across the top. The B and the U are really what I'd like to get rid of. Is there definitely no bingo here? Buncer's no good. N curbs, no. Moob is good. No, I really need to get rid of the B and the U. And I'm just not identifying a good scoring spot for the B and the U, so I'm just I hope to draw vowels. Okay, I have pronces in 2 spots. There and under nub, both could potentially be blocked. Obviously, pronces would noob is no good, I don't think. It's NOOB. Pronces. What else does pronces make? Caprines through an I, maybe. Nothing across the top of max that I can see. Panzers, par. Shaked. Okay. Now the Z hasn't been played. I was thinking of pronces like that, but I just want to make sure noob isn't, you can't spell it like this. No, I didn't think so. Okay, I'll go with well, it's pronces for 78, or the safer spot 67. Nah, I've got to go for the extra 11 points. If I get hit with a Z bomb, so be it. Pronces for 78. Not a good pickup. Triplicate the I's. And a J to boot. So that's no good. O-beat looks alright to get rid of a couple of I's. 24. Objet through an E, but I'm certainly not hanging on to 3 I's. Now I have jib here. Terrible rack leave, but great score. Okay, opponent does bingo there. I will now play the J off here because it's a 52-point play. Terrible rack leave, but it also takes out the Z hotspot. I have debit with a double I rack leave, taking out a hotspot. Do I have a 2I play? Or a 5-letter play incorporating 2 I's? Not that I can see. Jar takes nothing that I've got. Only one T to come. I think Dieb. I could play debit, but I think keeping one consonant is probably a wise move, just for rack balancing purposes. And a good thing I did keep that, otherwise I might have been sitting with 6 vowels. Caliph, okay. This is not a great rack. I'll struggle to score with this, I think. Eta is good, but that's where the story ends. Late is good, but I don't think it's a verb. Uniting through an N. I feel this is a crucial point in the game where rack balance is of the utmost importance because there are only 20 tiles left and I really need to get out of this the situation. I'll just try lating. I don't think it's good now. Looting should be though. Fluting is good, I guess. Both F's are gone. I've got the Y. Okay, opponent scores 46. So I'm definitely the underdog now. I was wondering who would draw that Z. Lordy, no, Loudy, Dowley. Dowley, no. Yad, 39. Jarl is good, but I can't seem to get the L there. Oh, that is a dagger through the heart to see a rack like that when you're 20 points behind going into the end game. It's pretty much your funeral. So good game. Until that point, it was pretty close. And some really nice tiles to come with a blank. I do actually know my opponent, Anand. We've played in a number of tournaments together, both in London and Malta. And well, the UK, we've played a number of tournaments in different locations. Yeah, Anand's a very strong player. He knows what to do when he gets the tiles. What do I have? I have Philly Eye, which is a shocking score, but look how bingo-y these tiles are. And I've only got a minute left. Philly Eye. Well, it goes from bad to worse. UI over here for 17, or I don't want to play it next to Truant because that'll just give an easy scoring spot. UI next to Agenting. I suppose he could find a fancy overlap next to Truant. I can't even get any value off the X. EAU, no, that's not even a possibility. UI actually plays to the right of Truant as well. 12 points. I won't be doing that unless he plays his Y. He hasn't played his Y, so I'll go with Uoi there. And then opponent goes out with dry. Yep, dyad and dry. And that was the end of the game. Thank my opponent for a good game. 370 to 407. Let's see what we missed. He said, thank you, what a terrible final rack. Yes, indeed. Let's see what we missed. We'll go back to the beginning. So it was me to go first. Moan seems fine. Then Vame for 31 was best for opponent. He went with foe. Twip for 16 does seem best from this point. K for 22 best for opponent. Trank was top of the list for 48. Axonemes for 89, a bit of a tricky one to spot. Nice word. I've seen it crop up a couple of times now in the last few days. And axoneme as a non-bingo for 38, keeping the S. So that's nice. Opponent went with Max for 33. No Visa, no bingo on offer here. Visa, the top play for 39. Overeats was one of the two bingos on offer for opponent, which he spots. And then no bingo here, but Ben for 23 at 5I. Okay, yeah, I did think of playing across the top of Max, but I just thought CURS a lot worse than CENRS. But maybe it wasn't a lot worse, because this was fairly consonant heavy. Yeah, maybe Ben, but equity, not a huge difference in the equity scores. Opponent now had the blank with some scoring tiles. Keg for 31, Shaked for 36 with G blank as the leave. That looks alright. Pronces for 78 was best in that position. And then agenting for 72. Opponent spots the top scoring bingo. Joe for 52 was best here, albeit with a shocking rack leave. Fleer for 36, where was that? 12B for opponent. Underlapping prances, he went with Fear, similar idea. Biddy for 25, sorted out the triplicate eyes at 03. That is on the far right. Biddy taking out the trip lane danger and scoring fairly well in the process. I like that. Okay, so I went with Dieb, not far off, I'd say. Aril for 37 was opponent's best play at 13C. Very nice underlap with Aril making Jarl. That would have scored very nicely. 37. He went with Caliph, 33. Not far off. Now I've got this unbalanced rack to resolve. Fugu. Okay, that's not bad actually. IINT with, well, there are 3 I's to come, so I don't know. I went with looting. I thought I'd get rid of one of the I's, one of the U's, but yeah, I think Fugu was a better play because it preserved that lane and the L more useful than the F for bingoing. So I do like Fugu. Orzo for 37, nice score, but Zoot an even better score there for opponent, 46 points. Bad rack leave, but didn't matter at that point because he's now a bingo ahead. Yad was best for 39. I thought I might have been able to squeeze out a few more points with this rack, but Yad was best. No bingo for opponent, although close. Urena for 10, all pretty low scores, but good rack leaves. And interesting, he didn't have the blank at this stage. So Truant for 7. Tile turnover, expediting the end of the game. Maybe he was also trying to improve his chances of drawing that blank. Now I've got this horror show, but Louis for 21 at 12k. Across the top of looting. That's quite nice, actually. I mean, 21 puts me on 365. I've got double I left on my rack. I'm 5 points behind, but opponent's got fantastic flexibility with that blank. I went with Philly I. Actually, he didn't have fantastic flexibility, but he had the blank, he had scoring tiles. So I think he was well positioned to win. I'm just looking at my previous rack. If I do play Louis, yeah, double I, and then I don't know what I would have picked up, but it wouldn't have been great because look at the remaining tiles, they're all vowels. So it might have been slightly closer if I played Louis, but not by much. Druzy for 32 through the U, or making the blank the U at N10. Lootings. Very nice. Druzy would have been the nail in the coffin for me. 32 points, but opponent still managed to set himself up for a 2-play out, I think. Uoi was best for 17 here, so nothing better on offer. I mean, there was Erev through the R and the V, but look at the rack leave. I mean, I'd rather play off more tiles because I'm going to be caught with count back anyway. And then opponent's got dry to go out. He had Dre and he had dry, so he had 2 spots. So pretty good game until the last couple of racks, which were god awful. But great game, some interesting positions to consider. No terrible suboptimal plays, I didn't think. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.